Hey scholars, this video is to help you complete your September 23rd assignment. So I'm going to get right into it. We're on our 6th grade social studies page. You click on classwork. As always, I would open up the daily presentation. And today was pretty quick. We didn't spend too much time on the presentation. We had a warm-up. It said, should Christopher Columbus be celebrated as an explorer in history? Why or why not? So based on the video in class yesterday, do you think Christopher Columbus should be celebrated as an explorer? And then our objective is said, today we'll read an article that shines more light on Christopher Columbus's quote-unquote discovery of the Americas. After the reading of the article as a class, you will take a quiz and we will use the rest of the time to continue the video if we didn't complete it from yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into it. You go to your classwork page, 923, it says Christopher Columbus versus the Vikings. That's your assignment for the day. You open that up. View assignment, and again, it's over where it says your work. You click on that, and here's how it goes today. It says, scholars, please read the article below and complete the following Google form for credit. If you attend the Google Meet, we'll be working on this together. So what I'm going to do for those who didn't attend the Google Meet is I'm just going to read this article out loud to you and then read the quiz out loud to you so that you kind of have an understanding. So it says, Christopher Columbus didn't discover the New World, he rediscovered it. So the image says, Viking Leif Erikson discovers North America before Christopher Columbus, and the photo is from Wikimedia. It says, in 1492, Italian explorer Christopher Columbus landed in the Caribbean islands. Although Europeans would not realize it for several years, this was a momentous, though accidental, discovery. The Americas are the continents from the Western Hemisphere. They are made up of North America, which includes Central America, Greenland, the Caribbean islands, and South America. Europeans call these continents the New World because at the time they were wholly unknown to them. The first people to explore and colonize the Americas, however, were not the Europeans, but the ancestors of the American Native Americans. I'm going to call them Native Americans. This article says Indians. I prefer not to use that. These early explorers were members of nomadic hunter-gatherer groups. They moved from Asia to North America during the last ice age when thick ice sheets covered much of northern North America. As the sea levels dropped, a land bridge emerged across the Bering Strait, which connected Asia to what is now Alaska. The first Europeans did not arrive in the Americas until many thousands of years later. By that time, the Native Americans had explored and settled the entire New World. So it says early European explorers. It is not known exactly when the first Europeans reached the Americas. Legends tell of early visitors from Ireland and Wales. According to an epic tale, St. Brendan and other Irish monks made an astonishing journey westward through the Atlantic Ocean in the 500s. The monks are said to have reached a large landmass, which could have been either North America or the Canary Islands. The Vikings of Norway are the first Europeans known to have visited North America. A Viking named Eric Thorvaldsson, also known as Eric the Red, established a colony in Greenland in 982. The first Europeans to land on the mainland of North America were led by a group led by Viking explorer Leif Erikson, one of Eric the Red's sons. They probably reached the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador in northeastern Canada. Modern archaeologists have found evidence of Viking settlements there from about Leif's time. We keep scrolling. The expedition continued southward, reaching a warmer wooded land where wine berries or grapes grew. They named this place Vinland, meaning wineland. Vinland may have been in what is now Maryland or Virginia in the southern United States. To move on to the Age of Discovery, it says, or the Age of Exploration. In the 1400s and 1500s, Europeans rediscovered the Americas during the great period of maritime exploration known as the Age of Discovery. Europeans also explored the coast of Africa. They sent ships directly to India and Southeast Asia and sailed completely around the globe. The Age of Discovery had a profound impact worldwide. European exploration created globalization, the development of economic and cultural links throughout the world. Europeans conquered and colonized distant lands, establishing vast empires. In the Americas, violent conquests and diseases accidentally brought over by Europeans killed enormous numbers of Native Americans. The Native American populations further shrunk, as Europeans forced them to work on plantations and in mines under harsh conditions. Europeans later imported black African slaves to the Americas to replace the Indians, Native Americans, as a labor source. Meanwhile, gold and silver poured back into America from the mines, enriching European countries. So here's an image here, and it says it's the first slave auction in New Amsterdam, 1655. So again, the Europeans, they come over to the Americas almost like 600 years after the Vikings had already been there. They brought with them guns and diseases. They kill off a lot of the Native Americans, and then they exploit the land and the people to make their own countries more rich. I'm going to continue reading. It says, European exploration led to the exchange of plants, animals, germs, technologies, and ideas across continents. Many of the crops now used to feed the world came from the Americas and were spread as a result of the Age of Discovery. Potatoes, corn, tomatoes, chocolate, hot peppers, peanuts, pineapple, and tobacco were all from the Americas. Europeans brought domesticated animals to the Americas. They also brought new crops such as wheat, rice, oats, bananas, olives, sugarcane, and coffee to the Americas, and they introduced steel and guns. Sugar and cotton were produced in great quantities on the New World plantations, which created the sugar processing and cotton textile industries in Europe. Now it says advances fostering exploration. It says most medieval Europeans were ignorant of other places in the world. Several events increased Europeans' curiosity about the world. Christians from Europe fought in wars called the Crusades in the Middle East and brought wonderful products home. People were also excited by the story of Marco Polo, which told of his trip to China in the 1200s and the great wonders there. Bigger ships that could handle strong ocean wind and hold large amounts of supplies were invented, making it possible to sail across the ocean. Discoveries in the science of stars, astronomy, helped sailors navigate their ships better. Part of the new knowledge came from the writings of ancient Greece and Rome. This rebirth of interest in ancient learning was called the Renaissance. So and I'm moving on. The rediscovery of an important ancient Greek work, Ptolemy's Guide to Geography, greatly increased interest in cartography, which is called map making. Developments in printing and engraving helped make maps more widely available. Geographers made maps more and more accurate. Better instruments were used for astronomical observation and navigation of ships. The magnetic compass had reached Europe in the 1100s. In addition, navigators began using the cross staff and the astrolabe to determine a ship's latitude or its north-south position. Little by little, it became safer for sailors to venture into unknown seas. So this whole section is just talking about why was exploration available? Why were they able to do it? Because there's a whole bunch of new technologies. All right, and then it says the desire for new trade routes. European explorers found the New World by mistake. They were looking for better trade routes to China, India, and Southeast Asia. Spices, carpets, jewels, and silks had been trickling into Europe, mainly by overland routes, which were becoming more dangerous. Asian merchandise was scarce and expensive in Europe. Ships could carry goods more cheaply and in greater quantity. So that's the end of the article. With the rest of the time in the Google Meet, we watched the rest of the Christopher Columbus video. And with about 15 minutes left, we moved on to this quiz here. So I'm going to go ahead and open that and read it to you so that you can take this quiz. So again, it's telling you how much each question is worth. So it says, look at the image in the section Age of Discovery or the Age of Exploration. Which conclusion is supported by both the image and the article? So again, when you go back, you got to look at the Age of Discovery. So let's go to that section. And there's an image here. It's the image of that slave auction. And you need to answer this question. I'm not going to read the options out loud. I'm just going to read the questions. Question number 2, what is the main idea of the section called Early European Explorers? So you go back here and you need to find where it says Early European Explorers, read this section, and then tell me what's the main idea. Question number 3, which section of the article highlights the idea that European explorers had significant global effects after they rediscovered America? Again, read the different sections, find out which section best shows that idea. And question number 4, according to the section Advances Fostering Exploration, which of the following was a cause for Europeans' increased curiosity about the world? All right, and then again, so you go back to that section that we read, Advances Fostering Exploration, and you try to answer that question. All right, so, and then there's one more question. Who is more important to history, the Viking explorers or Christopher Columbus? Explain your answer in complete sentences. Once you are finished with that, you press the submit button and you are good to go. All right. Good luck, everybody. If you need help, make sure you reach out. JB is on at bronxarts.net. Otherwise, I will see you in the Google Meet as soon as possible, hopefully tomorrow.